All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all another episode. And today, I got my dog Marlon on the show. I
What
got
up?
my
What up?
dog Brian on the show. We about to go run
Sam,
through this Saints prediction real quick for y'all. Hopefully, y'all gonna enjoy this record prediction because we're gonna go down and break down the games game by game, week by week, and we're gonna give our thoughts on what we're gonna win or what we're gonna lose. But before we get into that, let's get on a few of the things that's trending right now. That's everybody talking about with the Saints. The first thing everybody talking about right now. Let's get into the whole JT Gray release, man. What was y'all thoughts on the release? Let me start with you first, Marlon.
Um, I mean, my thought on the release was I get it in a standpoint, it do save a little bit of money. And I think we one of those teams we can't really afford to keep like a guy that's just special teams only when you got like some younger players to potentially keep on the roster. My thing is if you're gonna cut JT Gray and it saved like $2 million, like Taysom Hill cutting him saved $10 million. He's not gonna really play this year. He's nothing to you in the future. He's hurt right now with no timetable for return. Um, and it's a move that saves $10 million. We hear so much each year about, or each every time we watch the Saints play, we hear, oh, we got to get rid of Ruiz. Like the way to get rid of Ruiz is saving money on guys like Taysom Hill, not just keeping that contract on the books. And like if you're gonna go JT Gray, which is fine, you go JT Gray, but you need to. It's some other guys like it's like I said, Taysom Hill is a $10 million move. It saved that amount of money. Like, and it's that money is helpful because we're gonna have like $100 million in dead money next year, which is like an NFL record. So I just wouldn't stop at JT Gray. And then I think some people kind of felt a little bit of a certain way because now they seen that it was about they cut JT Gray just to put Jake Hayner on the 53-man roster. So now people up in orange after that move, after that part of the move happened. But I'm not really mad that they cut JT Gray. I'm just mad that they won't cut other players as well. If you're in a rebuild, go full in it. That $10 million, that can be like a very useful player. That can be the cap hit of a very useful player next year. Like that could be a good guard or like you never know, a good cornerback.
Mm, okay. What you thought about the release, B?
I'm kind of with Rainey on this one, man. I don't think it was that big of a deal as far as like, JT being gone and it's a huge loss on the field. I mean, the NFL setting up rules to where they're trying to take away, the way special teams is played anyway. So it's not that huge of a loss as far as his on-field capability. I think it's more of a loss in the locker room because, immediately after the move, you're seeing Alvin tweet like, like what the F, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I think that's the type of thing that you got to look out because if Alvin looking at it like if y'all cut JT and that's only 2 million, who's next on the chopping block? Because they're a close knit unit. JT been around for a while, so him, Cam, Demario, all of them start looking at each other like almost like Ray and Claude. We next,
Mm.
we next, we going to the upper room, and I think that's how they looking at it, man. So for me, I could care less that they cut JT Gray. I'm with Rainey on that one. He gone, he gone. Cutting Taysom doesn't bother me at all. It's a move they should have been made by now. I think the corresponding moves are the problem. When you bring back Jake Hayner, who I understand why he got to be the emergency quarterback, but realistically speaking, if Jake Hayner got to go in the game, you cooked anyway. So you could have just left him off the roster, left him on the practice squad. Like Randy mentioned, sign somebody else who would be better suited to kind of help you out right now. Even if you want to go with another wide receiver, they just had a tryout with Brendan Rice or somebody like that, another big body wide receiver. If that's what you want to do, I'm cool with it. To go back and go get Jake Hayner, come on, man. You could have put Alvin in that running back because if that's if Jake got to go in the game, you either up or down by 30.
Mm. All right, both of y'all mentioned Taysom Hill. A lot of people in the Who That Nation are looking at the new signing of Tommy Millard. Uh, I'm hearing a lot of comparisons to Taysom Hill. He's going to be Timu Taysom Hill. He's going to be great value Taysom Hill. Some people even dare I say comparing him. He's going to be the next Taysom Hill. What's your thoughts on the move? Let me go with you
Uh,
first, Marlon.
I don't think that it's gonna be another Taysom Hill here. I don't want it to be another Taysom Hill here because I kind of I'm kind of the belief that like The Taysom stuff, it was cool. I think it's should be over. I think it's run its course. He gonna go to the Saints Hall of Fame, which is fine. That's a good player for the Saints for the most part. But like I think building your team with a jack of all trades is how you end up with a team that has a mediocre running back room. Um a tight end room that's just like garbage completely. Like I think building your team with like Taysom is like a luxury, and I think the Saints been using him as been treating him like a necessity when they should have been treating him like a luxury, especially the last three, four, five, like the last since Breeze retired, it should have been more of a luxury, not a necessity. They've been treating it like a necessity, and I think it's a luxury, and I think that's why like other skill position groups on the team just weak because they's like, oh, we got this joker gadget player like Taysom, but he doesn't excel at any one position, and that's not really good.
Hmm. What you got, B?
I'm gonna go in a little bit of a different direction on this one, man. I'm gonna say this is why to me it's disrespectful to even mention him and Taysom Hill in the same sentence. So hypothetically speaking, if I came to you, man, let's say you was at work, we worked together, whatever like that. I came in for 3 o'clock. You about to leave. You ain't had a chance to watch the game, but I did. You know what I'm saying? So I come in and work. I'm like, man, they had an NFL player that caught a touchdown pass, threw a touchdown pass, ran for a touchdown. He had a forced fumble, an interception, and a sack in the same game. He also had a punt return a punt block and a kick return for a touchdown. And I told you that Taysom Hill did that. Would you believe me?
Shit. If you told me Taysom did it, yeah.
Exactly my point. That's why there'll never be another Taysom Hill. Right there, we can shut this shit down now. There'll never be another Taysom Hill because realistically speaking, you can't say it's impossible he didn't do that in the game. So Tommy Mellott, Tommy Davidson, I don't give a damn if it's
Mhm.
Tommy Gunn. None of them can compare. We can stop that now, bro. I hate the fact that every time there's a white player or a gadget player, it's like, oh my God, he could be like Taysom Hill. No, the hell he can't. Because if Taysom Hill was that easily duplicated, Sean Payton would have did it by now. Andy Reid would have did it by now. Kellen Moore would have done it by now. There's no such thing. All these Kyle Shanahan, all these great offensive minds in the NFL can't duplicate Taysom Hill because there's a reason for that. He is one of one, and I ain't trying no Jameis. So
Mhm.
it's wild that people think it's such an easy thing to duplicate. Well, maybe he can be like a Timu Taysom. You know what the problem with Timu is? If you buy that shit, you don't know what you're getting. It'll look like it on the package, but that don't mean that's what's coming in the mail. You know what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and look at it online. It's almost like you ever seen that little thing online where it say what I paid for versus what I got?
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between Taysom Hill and Tommy Mellott. It's the idea of you're paying for Taysom, but you getting him. You ain't gonna like what you get, and sometimes you get what you pay for. In this situation, I think people need to stop. Let that dude go do whatever it is he gonna do. Tommy Mellott, if he gonna be a wide receiver, cool. If he gonna play tight end, cool. But stop comparing him to Taysom, because that's
Yeah,
putting way too much pressure on a cat that ain't built for that type of war.
yeah, he a small dude. He only like I think he 5'11", 190. So Taysom like 240 at 6'2". So come
And
on.
was running like a 4.3, 4.4,
Yeah, nah,
something like that, man.
this dude fast, but Taysom is
But
fast at
at
that
that weight,
size.
that's what I'm saying. At that
Yeah,
height and that weight, Taysom a freak of nature. You ain't supposed to be able to move like that, especially for a dude that plays quarterback. And if you like, I'm not y'all old enough to remember this, bro. Remember when Allen Iverson used to ball, man, and that he damn near get hurt every game. So the ESPN graphic they used to have, bro, it'll rotate Allen Iverson body around and they'll show you all the things that got hurt in that season, but he was
yeah,
still out there. If you look at Taysom body, bro, and just like go like Google Taysom Hill injury history to see all of the times this dude has hurt himself and to still be that
yeah,
big, that fast, and move like that, man, that's a freak of nature, bro. We could stop
yeah. Like
playing with
Maul,
this.
Maul. I'm not sure if you watch college, but Maul, he broke his foot like 4 straight years in
Yeah.
college. This is like before he got to NFL.
Yeah, I looked at his injury history. That's why I kept saying he bounced back. That's why I still think it's a chance that he gonna play this year. But I don't know, like no injury that's the designation. That's kind of worrisome. But you know, I
I
just pretty much go ahead, B.
I won't say I think he gonna play this year, but I think for the amount of production you gonna get, can you say he gonna come back like November? So can you say November, December? Because let's be real, none of us really believe the Saints are going to be playing in January, February. And if that's the situation, are you really willing to pay him 10 million for vibes? Because if he's coming back in November, he might play 6 games. Maybe that's the difference between winning and losing, and you having a winning record. Maybe, but the New Orleans Saints are not a Taysom Hill away from being a good team.
Yeah, and with the comparisons, man, we didn't. They tried it with Tommy Stevenson. They tried it with Tim Tebow. Like it's just hard to duplicate. That's why that man literally a 1-1. I don't think he'll ever just. Well, I ain't saying ever, but it's gonna be hard to duplicate that. I remember Dennis Allen. We was looking thin on edge rushers. They was talking about putting Taysom Hill on defense, and I think Taysom probably could have got some sacks. Me, I just think he that athletic, but sure. I don't know, man. As long as he go to the Saints Football Hall of Fame, I think that's all that people care about. But let's go ahead on and switch gears here. The Saints have painted the end zones, man. They painted them gold. I'm seeing a lot of people are happy with it. People think it's gonna be swag. People gonna think it's gonna be a different look to the stadium. We going into a different era, a different feel. A lot of people are thinking it's gonna blend in with the jerseys. Maybe we could catch some easy interceptions in the end zone with the confusion of the opposing quarterback eyes with the jersey. So, man, a lot of people are excited about it, man. What y'all think about the new change when it comes to the gold end zones?
I hope they keep it for a while. I mean, I know some people. I follow some people. One of my partners, Saints fan, he talking about they just doing this because they need to switch the end zones and the uniforms and all that because the team's gonna be shit, so they gotta keep fans interested. But I mean, I hope they keep it. I like the gold end zone and the color end zone. If it was me personally, I wish they can take how we got the Fleur de Lis in the middle. I wish they can add like an old Saints helmet, like in like a small version of a helmet with the Fleur de Lis in it in the middle of the field. I lean all the way into it, but I like it just to start out the game. I hate those uniforms because I don't think that's gold. I think it's like we running multiple different colors of gold. But I
Why
mean, I
we don't
like
do
that.
that? Why we don't just make it gold? Like why we
What
don't do that?
you talking about the jersey?
Yeah, why we just don't make it gold like
Yeah,
everybody else?
yeah, we running. That's a khaki
Is
uniform,
it
man.
is it something in some type of contract or some type of
It's
clause
Nike.
Nah,
or
It's Nike. Nike
I don't.
control the color patterns, man. Now, do the Saints have some say in it? They have some semblance of say, but they don't get to control the color
But
palette. That's
but
all
B
Nike.
B I don't know because like Vanderbilt, Nike, and they running the gold that the Saints should be running, and
Yeah, I'm not
they have
saying
modernized their
they can't.
unis too.
I'm not saying the Saints can't. I'm saying that's a Nike decision. That's not
Yeah,
really a Saints decision. That's Nike that's running it like that. Like if you pay attention to the goal that these jerseys are and pay attention to your color rush jersey, they're kind of the same.
Hmm. Okay.
They it's something that it's something that's because if you think about the old Reebok jerseys, think about the old Reebok ones. That was a gold that they was rocking back then or whatever like that, man. So it's just Nike have their own color pattern of that gold, like of Saints gold, if you want to call it that, and that's what they're going with. Now, what's stupid about that is that Nike make a pants that's kind of dark gold when the Saints was wearing them. I think when they wear their black throwbacks. So it's just weird, man. Like it's just whatever Nike decide, that's what it is that year.
So what you think about the end zones, B?
I mean, I seen somebody. I want to see it might have been D on Twitter. That's at Saint Soldiers for those that follow D. That said something like, "Oh, they ever gonna see the end zone?" And that's all I give a shit about, man. I don't care what color you paint the end zone. If your offensive squad ain't gonna get in the end zone, all of that painting shit don't matter for nothing. So, I'm gonna be straight with y'all. I don't care about the damn Saints jersey combinations. I don't care about their color jerseys and stuff like that. Only jersey I really like is the color rush ones, and I wear throwback jerseys because if I buy a player jersey, 9 times out of 10 he get traded or injured. So I mean I don't even want to put that luck out there. So I buy throwbacks. That being said, man, it's like I'm not one of those fans that care that, oh my God, the Saints are, they're 13 and 12 when they wear this color combination. Oh my God, what color jersey combo are they wearing today? I don't give a flying fuck. That, I ain't gonna lie. I make fun of y'all that do that shit. Man, I can't stand those jerseys. No, I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Like, do you care? You either gonna buy the shit or you're not. And because you're a Saints fan, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna buy it anyway. Stop bitching, buy the jersey, shut the fuck up. Like, it bothers me that people really give a shit that much about them jerseys. I don't care about the end zone, don't care about the jersey combinations. I don't give a shit if they put fuck the Falcons in the middle of the field. All I care about is what team are you building this year so they can be sustainable 2 years from now. That's it. If it ain't about that, I ain't trying to hear nothing else. I don't care what color jersey they wear.
Did we ever wear black on black with those new
Yeah.
helmets?
Not with the black helmets. They wore black on black, man, when Sean was here. That used to be the thing. Like Monday Night Football, they're gonna pull out the black on black.
Well, yeah. So we never wore black with the black helmets.
No,
Nah, we
black
can't.
helmets
It's
is
not
fairly new.
allowed.
The black helmet's fairly new. I think that might have happened under Dennis Allen era, and he ain't never have a reason to do it. Plus, he about the. I mean, if there's anything that's whiter than mayonnaise, that's Dennis Allen. So when he tried to let me pop out and show him, he showed his ass right to Chicago.
Well, yeah, I do think that black on black will be swag. So but it seemed like we're gonna weather gold on black week 1. So we're gonna see how they're gonna look, man. We're gonna see. Let's get into this other news. The Saints have hired. Y'all help me out with his last name.
Thomas Dimitroff.
Yeah, Dimitroff. It just seemed like we playing hot potato with the staff. Falcons fans making fun of us, saying we just taking all their people. We making fun of them, saying they taking all our people. What y'all think about the move, and what y'all can see in Jeff Ireland future, Mickey Loomis future? Like, how do y'all feel?
Okay, let's put the rumor to bed now. This is not about Mickey Loomis. We can stop that now. So anybody thinking, oh my God, maybe he's gonna take Mickey Loomis' place? No, he's not. No, he's not. He was brought in for the same reason they brought in the dude from Oakland, Las Vegas last year. They brought in the dude to be a consultant last year. He took the dude from Vegas place. They got him in there. They're going to groom him, put him into the same staff. And for all the Falcon fans that are laughing, look, I take Thomas Dimitroff over Terry Fontenot any day of the week, because you got to think about it. When Thomas Dimitroff was in charge of the Falcons, they were actually, a formidable franchise in their little, own area of the world. It's still F them all day long, but they at least were able to build a team under Thomas Dimitroff. When you look at Terry Fontenot, they kind of look like they sliding in the opposite. Under Terry Fontenot's regime, they haven't really done very much. Under Thomas Dimitroff, different story. Now, they ain't never win in the Super Bowl, so I mean that is what it is. But Thomas Dimitroff being with the Saints, it's just a fresh set of eyes, man. But to me, I think it's a little too late. I would have rather them make that hire before February, before the draft.
What you got, Marlon?
I mean, Thomas Dimitroff, when he was I can actually say like he was a decent he was a good GM. I'm not gonna say decent. He was a good GM. I think at the end, with him, like some of those contracts they gave out is what hurt them. They was giving out like a lot of loyalty contracts and shit, and I think that's some of the stuff that did him in. But I mean, he was a good GM. I mean, we watched that Super Bowl. He had a team. I think they went to the NFC Championship twice and went to the Super Bowl under him. So like he was a good GM. He just don't have a ring. He don't have a ring to it. But we know what happened in that game. But like he was a good GM. I mean, I don't think it affects Mickey, sadly. We still stuck with him. But I mean, I guess it's just another set of eyes. I'm not sure. It's a lot of GMs that went out in a bad way on that in that hierarchy now. So I mean they're gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what happened, man. Last question before we get to this Saints prediction. The Saints don't have a division game until week 8, and of course we play the Buccaneers week 8. Is that helpful or harmful to the Saints? You go first, Marlon.
I mean, I can't really say. I don't know. I mean, I know they play basically. I think around the trade. I'm trying to see when they play the Rams. I think that's week 9. Before the trade deadline, they played a whole NFC West. So
we play Rams week 9.
Yeah, and the trade deadline is like right after week 9. So I mean, I guess the NFC West to me is one of those divisions where I can make an argument that every team can make the playoffs, can win that division. And then we play Tampa as well and Buffalo. So I like your hard games is pretty early. So if you consider the division light with NFC South, it's getting a little better, but it's still not strong outside of one team. But I guess not facing the division opponent up until week 8, and then it's the tough one. That's kind of tough, depending on like how you think the team gonna start off of. That's pretty much all I can think of when it comes to that.
I think it's harmful, man. And the reason why I think it's harmful because like it's kind of what Rainey said a minute ago. The division is getting better, but the Saints are the worst team in the division. And we about to go through the schedule in a minute. If you look at the way the schedule is set up, the Saints could be battered and bruised by the time they even start playing the division opponents based on the people they played, prior to that. So for a person like myself who only wants the Saints to win 3 games this year, that starts to look shaky when you start thinking about the second half of the season and what type of health they'll be in, even based on history. Historically, the Saints have been worse the second half of the season because most of their players get injured. So that is under the DA era. I ain't gonna, act like it's always been that way, but under from DA on now, man, I mean, we got to see, and it's already starting because we got word that Chase, even though it's not significant, he's pulled up lame today at practice. Trevor Penning is already hurt. You've got some players that on the injury report that, of course, if today was game day, they could possibly play. But when you look at dudes that got historically go down, Trevor Penning, what I'm saying, being one of them, that's not great when your weakest link is the offensive line. Cornerback, the depth is already there. Alante working his way back from an injury. It's no sense in saying he can't go back to it. And by the second half of the season, I can see the Saints being beat up. So yeah, I think it's detrimental to have the division game second half because the fastest way to the playoffs is to win your division. I don't know if the Saints could do that.
Well, I mean, at least for going into week 1, we got like a relatively light injury report going into week 1. I think that some of the guys that's on the injury report are going to play in week 1, except Trevor Penning. I don't think he's going to play. But other than that, for the most part, we're going to have a relatively healthy team going into week 1, and we're gonna have all the troops on standby. So
I think Chase not gonna play. Me personally,
why
I
not?
wouldn't play him. I don't. They paid him, and like he gonna be one of those guys they doing all that restructuring stuff with. So he gonna probably see his full 3-year deal. I'm not one when dudes got calf injuries. That calf injury lead to Achilles tears. It's not a team. Like I wouldn't play him until he feel 100% right.
Mhm.
So even if he have to miss the first couple of weeks, like he just miss it. This ain't no team to be chancing it on an injury anyway. Because I want to in 2027 when I think that we have a decent chance potentially to make the playoffs. Because I don't see it this year or next year, but in 2027 I can see it. Like I want him for then. I don't want him to be rehabbing. I don't want him to play on a shit team. He got an injury and he end up tweaking something, and then he play on the tweak injury and it turned into something worse like an Achilles. I don't want to do that. And I'm not even the biggest Chase Young fan. It's just like then given the investment, like I want him in the future more. Like him in 2027 is more important than week 1 of 2025.
Respect to Jerry G, man, but I hate when fans like basically just throw their chests out there and make blanket statements or whatever like that. Like you can't take a dude that's got a bad injury history and just be like, "Oh, he'll be fine," just because you want to be optimistic. This isn't pessimism that we're expressing when it comes to a dude like Chase. This is historical. You sitting here saying the dude will be fine that's 1 year removed from a neck surgery and has pulled up lame everywhere he's been often. And now
For
you
his
want to just
ACL
assume,
too.
yeah, like you want to just assume he just going, well, I mean, he'll be fine. Let's just roll him out there. No, man, you pay this man all of that money. You better make sure that no will be that he is. Will be is optimistic.
Well, sure, we're gonna see. We got some guys that hopefully they can step up to the plate, but it's gonna be hard to stop Kyler Murray week 1. I can tell you right now. And speaking of Kyler Murray, that is our first matchup in the Dome. The Cardinals are coming to town September the 7th. It's going to be a noon game. What y'all think is going to unfold, and what do y'all ultimately think we're going to do? We're going to win or we're going to lose? We can start with you first, Marlon.
I was on mute. I think we'll lose. I think Arizona, they like they one of those the way I view them. I view them how I want to view the Saints in about 2 years in 2027. I think they're a team that should make the playoffs this year. I think they had a solid team. I think they've been coached well. I think the biggest question with them is really the quarterback, but I know Kyler Murray tendencies, and in week one, he hooped. So I think they'll win. I think they're the better team. They got the better players, the better top end talent too, with like a Trey McBride. But I mean, I think the game will be relatively close. But in the end, I think it'll be close for the first half. But then I think they'll like pull away. I think they'll end up winning by like maybe probably around 10 points. So it got like a 27-17 type of game.
Hmm. And there'll be Marvin Harrison on Alante Taylor. Well, Alante Taylor on Marvin Harrison, right?
That ain't the matchup I'm worried about. I'm worried about Trey McBride. I don't really care about Marv. Trey
Hmm.
McBride is one of them. We play the best. We play two of the three best tight ends in the league the first 2 weeks. That's what really concerned me is McBride.
Hmm. What you got, B?
I mean, Randy nailed it, bro. It's the idea of let me know this. When was the last time a Saint stopped a mobile quarterback? Because that I think people forget that's what Kyler Murray is, and it's kind of what Randy said early in the season. He come out there smoking on all things going, and I think Arizona is a sneaky, good team, man. I think the Saints are way in over their heads with this one. I think we're all optimistic because we want to be. It's the first game of the season. It's everybody 0-0. You got a fighting chance and all this other stuff. I haven't seen anything from the New Orleans Saints, whether that be Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck, Jake Hayner, Kellen Moore, the offensive line. I've seen nothing. The defense. I mean, what was that quarterback, man? They played who they played in the preseason, man. Might have been
Trey
Denver.
Lance, Trey
Yeah, Trey,
Lance,
Trey Lance. I
Trey
mean,
Lance was running all on us, man. That's
oh
like a
my
game like
God,
that.
man. You like, and I understand it's backups on backups, but this is a scheme type of thing. This ain't got nothing to do with who's on the field. It's a scheme thing. Yet they didn't stop him with DeMario out there for the years. They didn't stop him when Sean was able to throw 30 on the board. They didn't stop him when Dennis Allen was supposed to be a defensive guru. This is a historically bad team at stopping mobile quarterbacks. So you want me to all of a sudden believe that Kyler Murray and his ability to pass for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns because he has that kind of ability, and then he can scramble and run all over the field on you. And the fact that he's like 5'3" and you can't see him behind the offensive line, but by the time you see the blur, he's already 20 yards down the field. You want me to believe the New Orleans Saints, the Saints of New Orleans, the year of our Lord 2025, gonna stop Kyler Murray? Man, stop playing with
Mhm.
me. I no, this ain't gonna be pretty.
Well, right now the actual NFL preview to the game, but to the outlook of all the statistics going into the game, and who's going to be starting, who's going to be resting, all that is up right now on YouTube from the NFL. So if all y'all trying to put y'all parlays in and do y'all lineups, I would advise y'all to go watch that first. Me, Saints, we on a 6-year winning streak in week one. It surprised me myself. So Snake gonna have to make it 7. I'm gonna go ahead on out of limb. I'm gonna think we're gonna win week one. We're gonna be in a dome. It's gonna be new vibes. I think when it comes to their defensive coordinator, I think it ain't much tape on the offense that we gonna roll out there. Like we was doing a lot of vanilla stuff as of all teams in the preseason. So we ain't really showing our hand like that. And Snake just haven't been with Olave, Shaheed, uh Alvin Kamara. I think we got a top duo when it comes to tackles. I think Fuaga and Banks gonna be a top 3 tackle duo for years to come. I think we're gonna be stout on the outside. So I'm really gonna go out on the limb. We got Eric McCoy back. I think I'm gonna go out on the limb and say we're gonna win that game, week one. I'm gonna say win. I'm writing down all our predictions too. So at the end, we're gonna all say what we predicted, and then at the end of the year we're gonna come back and see how far off or how close we were. But so week 1, I got me with the W, Rainey got us with an L, and B got us with an L. Let's move along to week 2. Week 2, we got the 49ers coming to town September 14th in a dome. We're gonna have Brock Purdy coming to the Who Dat Nation spot. Who y'all think gonna win this game? Go ahead with you first, Marlon.
I thought I was muted. I got the Niners in that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell me why.
I just think I'm gonna just get on the coaching advantage just with Kyle Shanahan early. And then
Okay.
like you gotta remember Brandon Staley was in Frisco last year. So I feel like a guy like Shanahan just gonna know all his tendencies. And they not the healthiest team because like Brandon Ayuk is missing, but and then
You not
whatever
playing?
people thought Brandon Ayuk probably on pup. Whatever people thought is on Christian McCaffrey and how he come back from the injury, but I don't know. This team got to show me they can stop a tight end. Now I do think that Eric Reed will be an improvement, but like I don't want Demario Davis just like week 1. I don't want Demario Davis ending up on George Kittle. That's not gonna go well. I don't want Demario Davis ending up on or P Warner to be exact, ending up on Trey McBride or Kittle. Like I just think that and then like I don't know, a lot of me like I'm not gonna lie, Maul. I'm gonna have a lot of losses. It's just that like I'm gonna give the team that got the clear QB advantage the edge most likely. So I
Okay.
think that's one of the issues. I like one of the reasons I'm gonna have a lot of L's on this schedule.
Okay. So who's going to be their wide receivers?
They got Ricky Pearsall and they might have Jawan Jennings, but they're gonna have Christian McCaffrey early. At least he might get hurt later in the season, but I mean he probably gonna be good the first couple of weeks.
That might change my prediction. I'm gonna go ahead on and go to you, B.
Mhm.
I got the Saints losing too, man. For some of the reasons Rainey did, mainly I not just a coaching advantage as far as Kyle over Kellen, and the idea of I think the Saints will actually keep this game close. But when that's happening, I give the edge to the experienced quarterback in that one. I think if they let's say it's a 13-13 ball game going into the fourth quarter, because I actually think the Saints defense will play better against San Francisco than they will against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. I think the defense will get better as the year goes on. And with that being said, I think week 2, they're playing the 49ers. Brock isn't really mobile. He's got the skills to, get you a first down, but, they ain't really got to worry about him burning them for a 30-yard run for a touchdown. So without that threat, I think the Saints defense will play a little bit better, man. I don't think, as Rainey was mentioning, I don't think San Francisco really got the wide receivers to really burn the Saints much like that. I think Alante is a little bit of a liability when he's playing outside, but once they slide him inside and they put Yadam on the outside, it'll get a little bit better and passing and clear passing situations. So for me, I still got the advantage 49ers. I think they'll win a tight game, over the Saints, but this is more of a Saints, to where they can get closer to a win, but not really win the game. So they'll get close, but it ain't happening.
Damn, boy. Now this kind of changes my thought process because I'm thinking he's gonna be playing, but if he's not playing, now Alante, I do believe Staley gonna be able to see and utilize Alante to his strengths. I think he's gonna put Alante in the slot. I think he's gonna make him make plays and be all around the field, kind of like how Dennis Allen was using him at the beginning of the last season. And I do trust Yadam to be a real sticky cornerback. Kool-Aid, he still got to show me more. But our safeties on the back end, I'm fine with them, but we still gonna have to stop Kettle. We still gonna have to stop the running back. And on top of that, they do got the advantage with the coaching. Damn, I'm gonna go ahead on and just give us a loss. I'm gonna give us a loss. So right there, I got us 1-1. Y'all got us 0-2. Let me go ahead on and mark it down. L for me, L for Rainey, and L for B. All right. I got it all marked down. Now we going into week 3. Week 3. Okay, we going to the West Coast. Week 3, we going to the Hawks Nest. We got Seattle Seahawks, September 21st, 3 o'clock game. Uh, they got the best 12th man in the league right there. What's your thoughts on this game right here, Marlon?
I think Seattle gonna end up being one of the better defenses we play. I think they got better personnel this year. Um, I think I think it's a few games where like you might look at the quarterback and you be like, the quarterback not good. I just think it's gonna be some games where we might get overwhelmed, like because of the defense, like of the pieces on defense. I think this might be one where we get just overwhelmed because I think Seattle got players at 3 levels and a coach, and then like I just got to factor in like it's young quarterbacks, so obviously they gonna be overwhelmed with like getting blitzed and certain stuff and exotic pressures. So I think this might be one. I don't think Seattle going. It depends because Seattle gonna run the ball because they got Clint Kubiak so and they was running that rock in the preseason.
No,
This will
shit,
be
they
a
got
game
Clint.
where this will be a game where even if I got us losing, I just want to see how we play them. I want to see how if they run game hitting the first 2 weeks, I want to see how we play against it because that run defense still have to show me. I'm not just going to say, oh, they got a great run defense because of the or they gonna have a good run defense because of a like 2 preseason drives. Like they got to show me. So,
Mm.
but I think this might be a game where the QB and the offense get overwhelmed. Like I think the Saints got a better chance to move the ball the first 2 weeks than they do in this game.
Who they quarterback
Sam Darnold.
and who they receivers?
They not really
They
great
got
at receiver.
Jackson
They
and
got
they got
JSN though. They got Cooper Cup,
um
but Cooper Cup don't scare shit.
nah.
It's
What's the other cat? They got
2025.
They got JSN and they got I
Yeah,
know
it's JSN. They cut
he
Valdez Scantlin.
nah. I knew they cut him. But they had another receiver. I know they got rid of Metcalf or whatever. He went to the
They don't got Tyler Lockett no more either.
no, not Lockett either. It's JSN got somebody there with him. It's not just him, but he's the main focus.
It's JSN the main focus. Cooper Cup gonna play off of him. They got a young rookie that was like a 5th round pick named Torrey Horton. He gonna be the fast guy, but
Who
and
they
they
coach?
a dude named Mike McDonald. He used to be the DC. He was a DC 2 years ago in
Minnesota, wasn't
Baltimore
it?
when they had that good ass
Baltimore.
defense.
And they got a good running back, right?
They got two
Yeah,
good running
they
backs.
got a couple of them.
Shit.
They got Walker, Charbonnet ain't no joke, man.
Yeah, they gonna run the shit out the ball.
They got a good tight end.
They got they got a rookie, a dude that's in the second year that can be good, and then they had drafted a guy that I kind of want the Saints to draft with the Shuck pick.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Hmm. I might got to see if it's raining. If it's raining, I might got to check. I don't know. We're gonna have to see about this game. So you got us losing this, right? Huh, Marlon?
yeah.
Okay. Put you down for a loss. Okay, what you got, B?
I'm on the same boat, man. I think for all of the reasons Randy was saying, I think this is actually what I feel like will be the Saints' best game. I think this is gonna be the game in which you be like, damn, if we would have had like one more minute, maybe they would have pulled it off type thing. Like maybe Spencer going on a last minute drive and the drive stalls and the Saints lose like 13-10 or something like that. I think this is gonna be one of those close games in which the Saints gonna play well, the Seahawks gonna play well, but the Saints still gonna lose the game because they just then Seattle was a more complete team. But I think this is going to be the best the Saints look, and I think it's going to springboard them into week 4.
Damn, bro, I'm in a pickle right now.
Mhm.
Shit. So Cup ain't that same
Funny
Cup
when
no
people say
more.
that shit.
Nah,
So Cup ain't Cup ain't the same Cup no more at all.
nah.
That cup
Cup
ain't
ain't been the
running over
same
no more.
Cup ain't been the same Cup in like three
I'm
three
saying, I'm
some
saying,
years.
I'm saying. So y'all don't think Kool-Aid could get with him, Alante?
I got a low opinion of Volante, me personally, and I think JSN gonna be in the slot, and I think Alante gonna be checking him, and I'm sorry, until he show me he can actually cover in the slot or outside, like I just got a low opinion of him as a player. His best attribute to me is playing in the box, and We talking about a cornerback playing in the box. Like we ain't talking about no pass break. Like I'm just going in general. When people bring him up, I seen him brought up on something else, and it was like, how many sacks is Alante gonna get? And I'm like, is he a fucking linebacker or is he a corner? Like I need to see him actually cover somebody and do it well before I like have a higher opinion of him. That's just my personal opinion on him as a player.
Yeah. Who do y'all feel a better head coach?
Oh, Mike McDonald easily until I gotta see Kellen play or Kellen coach.
Kellen ain't been a head coach yet, you know, like
Yeah.
not all of the chips are on you, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like you get to go to Nick Sirianni or whoever else, you know, he was behind, you know, Jason Garrett, whoever he was behind, and be like, whatever decisions you make is on you. All I had to do was call the plays. So if Jason Garrett at the last minute threw a flag, you know, threw the challenge flag and you know, they lost the challenge and that, you know, changed the momentum of the game, that's not a Kellen Moore decision. That one fall on Jason Garrett. Now it's his turn to throw that flag and determine whether or not you're gonna burn a timeout because it was a cliff fumble, but you want to challenge it anyway. Everything fall on him. And on top of that, you got to deal with your young quarterback, keeping him calm because, like you know, Rainey was saying, this first time we're playing with starting unit, and now the chips is all on Spencer. Not you and with Shuck breathing down his back. Is it always gonna play in his head? I can't make a mistake because the minute I make a mistake, they're gonna pull me for the dude behind me because that's their guy.
And they defense for sure legit. They're gonna be top 5.
I
And
think
they
I
at
ain't
home.
gonna say I ain't saying Seattle defense gonna be top 5, but the Seattle has always been a house of horrors for the Saints. I think they kind of play the same style of ball that they were playing under Pete Carroll when the Legion of Boom was out there. So it's not the same. That this could be a Timu version or whatever like that if you want to call it. Maybe it's not Timu, maybe it's Sheen or something like that. Whatever you want to call it, you know, it's close enough, but it ain't, you know, it ain't the real thing.
I fuck it, man. I try for all y'all optimistic fans. I try for y'all homo cute type of fans. For y'all people.
Hey, home Q depressed right now, man. Spencer Rattler starting. Home Q want the Saints to lose every game.
Hey, now ain't that some crazy stuff, right? That man was talking real cash money shit on his Twitter. I was saying, hey, don't you gotta be you gotta root for your QB1. That's not cutesy. I was just getting at him about all the shit that he was saying about us. Like, how you gonna be saying all the shit that you was saying all of us was less of a fan of these past couple of years? But
you don't pay attention to people like you, man. You can't pay attention to nobody like that. That man ain't rap tight.
But I'm gonna go ahead on and give us the loss, man. I'm gonna give us the loss. So right now, y'all got us at 0-3. I got us at 1-2 going into week 4. I already know what all us gonna say about this game. we going to New York. We gotta go see Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. A Super Bowl favorite. September 28th is gonna be a noon game. Saints don't have no primetime games. Saints don't have nobody that moves the needle. The Bills, they got a lot of them. A lot of people feel like there's gonna be a beat down. There's gonna be the game that is really gonna let us know what we got in Kellen Moore. Really gonna let us know what we got in Spence Rattler. I'm pretty sure all of us gonna have this as a loss, but tell me why it's gonna be a loss. Marlon, you go first.
The Bills. It's gonna be like a game when Josh Allen was a rookie and they was like 16-point underdogs. Now they ended up winning this game. They was like I think he got the biggest. He the biggest guy. He covered the biggest spread ever, and he outright won it as a rookie. But it's gonna be like a 17-point spread type of game, and this one of those games. The goal should be try to cover. Just try to cover. That's all I'm begging for them. Just try to cover in this game and look respectable for a half at least. I think the Bills are gonna whoop their ass, but I don't think the Bills. I really don't think the Bills some great team. I think the Bills got a great quarterback and a good team, but I don't think they just littered with a bunch of great players. But they have good players in a lot of places. But I just think this is just a game that's this not gonna go good. But I hope that they just cover the spread at least in this one.
I kind of feel the same way about the Bills. Like them motherfuckers always just sneak in and make it fall. But damn, but I was so hurt when they beat Lamar Jackson last year. I think he sent Lamar Jackson home. Josh Allen. I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
I was so hurt that game. But what you got, B? What you got the turnout looking like?
Knock knock.
Who's still
Owen.
who? 0-4, man. 0-4.
Oh, win four.
Mm.
You might as well get
I
ready
mean,
for it.
I already know. We're gonna lose, but what you think gonna transpire in the game? Like, what's it's gonna be a beat down. Like how you feeling?
You remember when Floyd fought Canelo, and everybody really thought Canelo had a chance because he was the young up and coming upstart and all of that stuff, and Floyd went out there and just
Young and
yeah,
big and bigger than him.
yeah. You know how Floyd just basically like beat
Hmm.
Canelo up for 12 rounds just for the fun of it? That's gonna be
Hmm.
how the Buffalo toy with the Saints. They might run like a QB counter, and instead of like taking it 12 yards or whatever like that, they might take it like 9.5 and then run out of bounds just to tease the Saints. It's gonna be like death by 1,000 cuts. They're gonna toy with these people. This ain't gonna be
Hmm.
pretty. Buffalo. If the Saints play Arizona week 1 and lose like 34-17, it'll be 34 by the end by 7 minutes left in the first quarter, bro. That's how many points Buffalo gonna put up. You have nothing to stop these people, and you
Hmm.
coming off now here's another logistical thing. You got to fly to the West Coast to go play Seattle, Upper West Coast, Upper Northwest. Then you
Yeah,
got to
that's a
Hmm.
fly
5 hour
back to New
plane ride.
Orleans. Then you got to fly all the way up there to Buffalo. Then you got to fly all over. Come on, man. These people, man.
Hmm.
That
Okay.
logistically speaking, that'll knock you off.
Okay. Got a good point right there. So I got us all with the L right there. Now these next 3 weeks is gonna be a little interesting. These next 3 weeks is gonna be a little interesting. This next game, I'm not sure what y'all gonna say about this next game, but I'm pretty sure y'all might give them the win. But we got the New York Giants coming to town October 5th. Jackson Dart was named
Back up.
he was named the backup. So Russell Wilson is gonna go out there. Jameis Winston, I think he made the team, so Jameis gonna come back in town on the bench. Um, they're gonna have a nasty front. They're gonna have a nasty front seven. A lot of people are dubbing them with the best front seven in football on the defensive side of the ball. So it's gonna be a real good challenge for our offensive line that is young. It's gonna be a good challenge for our quarterbacks that are young. Kellen Moore, he's familiar with the Giants, but they just added another freak to the defensive line. But what y'all think is gonna turn out with this game? You go first, Marlon.
I got the Giants winning. I think this Spencer Rattler last start.
Ooh, hot take.
Yeah,
Hot take.
I think
Okay.
he get 5 games because I
Okay.
think that they're gonna have to get an answer on Shuck after that. But
Hmm.
I think I think that defense, that front, gonna overwhelm them. If I had a higher opinion of the guards, like it's certain stuff, it's not just like I got an extremely low opinion on these quarterbacks, but it's like stuff to help the quarterback that I have an extremely low opinion on as well. Like I think they I think the Saints tight ends suck. I think the Saints quarterbacks suck. I think they guards is a first round bust and another dude that his play is a bust, but they paid him because it's Saints type shit to pay a bust, like a flat
Hmm.
out bust that can't play in Ruiz. So it's certain games I look at, I'm like, who in the interior D line? Oh, they got Dexter Lawrence. Like, all right, when I talked about the Seattle game, they got Leonard Williams. He was all pro last year. Leonard Williams gonna whoop Cesar Ruiz ass. Like that's one of the reasons what I factor into the games. Like I view him that much of a negative. I look at Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence in the middle, and then you got like you're gonna have Thibodeau on one side, Burns on one side. They're gonna run a NASCAR package. I ain't even name Abdul Carter. Like that shit is nasty. Like like that's a game right there. And then you like I said, these young quarterbacks, a young quarterback, like I ain't gonna lie, Spencer Rattler don't got no clock in his head like he just don't feel pressure like that, and that's he not scared of pressure, which is a good thing, but he don't feel pressure, and that's a bad thing. Like I think this is a game and he'll get sacked a lot, but I think this is a game that if Shuck like I ain't trying to shit on Rattler individually by itself because I feel like if Shuck played, Shuck will have like 5 plays like that shit when you do the underhand pass when you try to throw it to Ruiz, he'll have about 4 or 5 of those in this type of game. So I think this is the game when they talked about starting Rattler the first 4 weeks to ease Shuck in. I was always saying if you was gonna do that, then you might as well do the first 5 because that Giants front was gonna be the best one you played all year. way more dangerous than Seattle, Frisco, Arizona, and Buffalo. So I think this ultimately gonna be Rattler last game, last start, unless an injury happened with Shuck after this.
Okay, Marlon with the hot take. Spence Rattler will be benched after week 5. So that's a hot take on the show right there. Okay. Um, shit. The last time I had a hot take on the show that came to fruition was actually the Boo Tragedies. He predicted that Dennis Allen will be fired the same week that he got fired. Like that was crazy. Let me go ahead on the UB. What you got?
I actually think this is gonna be Spencer Rattler best game. I think this is the game the Saints actually win. I
Okay,
think Spencer gonna
let me hear
play well,
this.
man. Yeah, I think Spencer gonna play well. I think the Saints gonna play well. I think they finally met a team that when they look at them on paper, they're not the worst team that they playing. This is gonna be the first time the Saints are in a mirror match. I think Seattle. I think 3 games in which I think Spencer's gonna play really, really well. I think he's gonna play well against Arizona. I think he's gonna play well against Seattle, and I think he's gonna play well against New York. I think those 3 games will be what saves his job in order to get him through to the Patriots. So for me, I think this is gonna be his best game. I think the Saints gonna ball out and they're gonna play well and they're gonna give everybody that false confidence and that false hope and a bit like, see, we knew it was in there. It just took a little time. The offensive line needed to gel. The defense needed a little time to get their chemistry together. Kellen just needed to shake the cobwebs up because now he's, first time head coach, but now he learning and they're gonna buck themselves up into thinking, oh my God, they're about to go on a win streak. I'm giving the Saints this win against the Giants. This is gonna be their confidence booster. This is gonna one that got the locker room feeling good. You can't make a change after the man go out there and win a game when you ain't got your ass kicked like that by Buffalo. And you come back and you beat New York and you kind of have that feel good feeling. They can't replace him. So I think this is gonna be Spencer's best game, and I think the Saints gonna win it.
Uh, what about their front seven? Like,
I don't think the Saints are going to put Spencer in a situation where he got to drop back and throw the ball 40 times. And I think this is going to be one of them games in which you're going to see Spencer be like 19 of 23 with 2 touchdowns in the air, 1 touchdown on the ground or whatever like that. But the Saints going to really, it's going to be more of a ground and pound type of thing. They know New York got a good front. They're not going to try to put that pressure on him, especially after the way Buffalo beat their ass. So after coming off that ass whooping from Buffalo, Kellen Moore going to sit down with the rest of the geeks and the nerds that he talked to. They're going to all sit in the room and they're going to devise a plan. And that plan is going to be give the ball to Alvin and good things will happen. So they're going to get a heavy dose of Alvin. They're going to get a lot of Kendre. They're going to see a sprinkle then a couple of goal line or close possessions when they come to Neal. And the Saints are going to find a way to eke out this game and they're going to win this game and everybody going to have a feel good feeling because they're going to win I'm not going to say it's going to be like a blowout, but the Saints going to win almost like a shootout. They'll beat the Giants something like 31-27 and everybody going to feel good for a little bit.
You ain't worry about Houdini Russell Wilson throwing the ball to Neighbors on some. Oh man, how the hell he made that play on
Neighbors
Olave?
concern me if he healthy. Like if
Neighbors
he healthy,
concern
if
me
he fully healthy.
if he healthy, but I don't fucking think Russ gonna be able to like maintain like that. I don't. I think at some point, if Russ can't go out there and throw it, because what he left Seattle for is he didn't want to be a game manager. Now he damn near has to be because he got to protect the ball because that's what's got his ass in trouble when they told him he can just air it out in Denver and he would listen to Sean. So what's gonna happen now is Mr. Unlimited gonna be very limited against the Saints. I think the Saints have what it is to stop Russ. I just do because the only thing Russ really excels at is going downfield like that. So is he gonna catch Neighbors on the bomb if Neighbors is out there? Shit, he might. But you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to wind up and throw it, 40 yards, 80 yards downfield every single time because he's not gonna methodically take them down the field because the Giants are not gonna play that kind of ball.
Okay. This game real tough for me, man. It's very tough. We at home, but they got that good front seven. Shit, man. I'm gonna go ahead on and give us the loss. Now, this next game, this is gonna be the interesting game. I'm really interested to see what y'all gonna say about this game. Even though the Patriots, I think they got like a pretty good defense, I believe. But the Patriots, they're gonna be coming to town October the 12th. It's gonna be a 3:25 game, so it's gonna be a evening game. Who you think winning this game, Marlon, and why?
I got the Patriots winning on like a field goal
Oh,
at the
God
end.
damn. We can't beat the
I think it's gonna
Patriots.
be I think it's gonna be Shuck first start. So I think that they gonna try to like sell themselves on, oh, he looked semi decent, semi solid, whatever. Um, I think the Patriots team, I don't think it's like good the way they hyping it. I just think it's better than us, and I'm a big fan of Drake May, and I think
Mm.
Drake May one of them sneaky mobile quarterbacks. Like if you gamble, if you have like if the Saints show that they can't stop a running quarterback, if they show that they can't stop a running quarterback leading up into this game, and you like to gamble a lot, go take Drake May go take Drake May rushing props.
Uh, young Nola 504 say that boy got us losing everything. Holman won us with that arch pick. he must
I
he
do,
must
but
don't
ours not coming out till next year, man. I gave that dream up, but
he must don't
shit, I
follow
like
you on
I like other QBs too.
he must don't follow you on Twitter. But
Yeah.
all right, man, you got us with the loss. That's 0-6. We 0-6 by Rainy. What you got, B?
I got the Saints beating the Patriots, man. I think coming off the feel good win from the Giants, I think they're gonna have the good vibes going. They're gonna be around that second line, high fiving and who that, and the vibes gonna be good in the building. And they're gonna do the same thing to the Patriots that they did to the Giants. They're gonna be like, you know what, good things happen when Elvin and in the running game get the ball. It's 2 weeks at home or whatever like that, so you don't have to worry about the travel and the transition and stuff like that. So you get 2 home games at the being on the road 2 weeks in a row. So here you go. Now you got the Giants, which 50-50 on paper should be a winnable game. You got the Patriots, 50-50 on paper should be a winnable game. And I think the Saints get the edge on both of those. I think the Saints win this game a little bit closer than they won the last one or whatever. I think I had the Saints 31-27 over the Giants or something like that. I think it's going to be a duplicate performance by Spencer. I think he going to pile 2 back-to-back weeks. And again, everybody, there go that 2-0 star. Remember, we regrouping, we got it, and all of everything gonna be all high, and everybody gonna be good, and everything is gonna be, see, Spencer just thought he just needed a little time and all this other stuff, so everything gonna be good. Beat the Giants, vibes is there. Beat the Patriots. Oh my gosh, you're on a 2-game win streak. Here we come, and then comes Tampa.
He asking what your Twitter is. Let me go ahead on and type your Twitter real quick. It's Rainy Doe. His Twitter ain't for the week. So if you are optimistic fan, you might unfollow him real fast, just to let you know. That's his Twitter, and
Appreciate it.
this is B Twitter. Battle Rap Bets. All right, that's Rainy Twitter, and that's B Twitter. If y'all want to go follow him, go ahead on and feel free to follow him on Twitter. All right, back to this. All right, so far I got the Saints with 2 wins going into week 7. B got the Saints with 2 wins going into week 7, and Randy, of course, got us 0-6 going into week 7. 0-6, boy. The Arch Manning hive is gonna be high and alive, boy. It's gonna be high and alive. Even though a lot of people are having conspiracies, he's going to the Cowboys, and some people just got off the Arch Manning bandwagon after one game. But
I'm not off the bandwagon. I just seen watching him in that game. That's a we can get the arch shit out our head until like next year, and that's only if we don't have a quarterback. Like that's a give it up to a 2026, 2027 type thing. And that's if he show improvements, because man, he was way more raw than I thought. I know that defense was, if anybody watched that game, I know that defense was like Ohio State got a great defense. Like they got the best player in football, in college football, on their defense, and like just pros all over. But man, he got some crazy bad mechanics and all that. Like I still think he's gonna be really good. This gonna be a 2-year thing with him.
I don't even think he's gonna stay 2 years. I think still coming out next year, and I think The game against Ohio State was his villain origin story. He gonna figure it out. He gonna start playing better. If you go to Eli first games and Peyton first games and go look, because the thing that I hated people look at his high school competition. You know who played at Newman? Eli. You know who played at Newman? Peyton. Can we stop making this? But look, the dude had a bad game. It happens. He got hyped up because he was a Manning and everything like that. They played Ohio State, historically one of the best teams in the country, definitely over the last decade. And he had a bad game against one of the best teams. And here's the crazy thing: for as bad as he played in that game, they still was right there in that game and could have won it. So as bad as he looked, they still damn that won that game, man. Even though Ohio State was clearly the better team, because a couple of plays here and there, Texas might have had like the one touchdown. I think they called back or whatever when bro hit the ground and the ball came out or whatever. I'm like, all of those are plays, and what you look at again, and you like, man, what if they would have gave him that play? So I mean, it's a couple of plays here and there that would have looked different. They'll never make me hate Arch Manning. I bet on him and his pedigree over a bunch of them quarterbacks they got in the draft, because I ain't seen a Manning miss yet.
But yeah,
Archie was a
I'm
whole
still
different story, but that was before my time.
like I said, B, I'm still betting on him. I just like when I watched him play, I seen what his grandpa was like talking about that he might need to, unless he just look great and they just go cruise through a championship after this. Like I see
I
a
don't know
guy
about a
that's gonna have to
championship,
sit.
but I think they're gonna get another chance. Like I would say this: if you gave me 9 weeks from now, and they would have played Ohio State, Arch Manning would have looked. If they would have started off with like Citadel or some shit like that, or Southern or somebody like that, Arch would have. He would have been able to go out there, get a feel for it, and then go from there. They played Ohio State week 1. If they would have played anybody else, I'm giving him a different outcome. Playing Ohio State, Michigan, somebody here, if he would have played LSU, any of those games, it would have been different. I think he would have still looked the same way he looked against Ohio State. I think you would have put him against maybe a North Carolina or somebody like that. He looks very different. So I'm with you. I don't think Archer the story is over with. I just think if 9 weeks from now he still look like that, then I'm starting to I might press the brakes a little bit. But 9 weeks from now, I think if you fast forward to the end of the season and they get a second chance at Ohio State, Arch gonna look so different, man. People are gonna damn near forget he had that bad game the first time around.
We got two people asking already about sellers. We got Justin Cash asking about him, and we had another guy asking about him earlier. Let's go ahead and just answer these questions real quick. What he
Uh, I
been.
like Sellers. Me personally, I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's still raw. I think it's wrong to do the Anthony Richardson shit to him because he's already played more games than Anthony Richardson, and he's a better player than Anthony Richardson, a better quarterback than Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson was like a 53% passer in college. Lenoris is like a 65%. Now, do we still got a lot of room to grow? Yeah, he's more of the you take Lenoris because he's the I'm not gonna call him a project, but he's like the special one. He's the guy that like, man, if you get all this together, you talking about like best QB in the league type shit. But I like Lenoris. I definitely think other than like looking at guys who I realistically view as coming out, like I got Lenoris right. It depends on what you want. Do you want the upside? You want to chase the upside with Lenoris, or do you want a guy like a Nussmeier that got a good arm, can make probably every throw? He don't got Lenoris athleticism. He probably don't have Lenoris ceiling because Lenoris got all these tools to where like if it hit, like it's crazy thinking thinking if that hits. But like the one thing Garrett do that like these other quarterbacks don't do, especially out of college, he can read a defense. He can diagnose at the line. And these dudes today, they can't diagnose at the line. Like I think if you ask me personally right now, I think if you put Garrett Nussmeier in a Saints offense right now, he'll probably have a better understanding of reading the defense than any quarterback they got in their room in college right now. He's like 22 and Shuck is 25. Shuck is 26 and whatchamacallit is like 25 at this point. Like I think he got that much like just knowledge of like NFL of like just how to read a defense in general. And that's big because a lot of these quarterbacks, like the QBs, they just getting more dumb kind of as the time going because the game just getting more simplified. Like we ain't gonna never see a league where you got like say if Drew Brees going against Tom Brady and they primes and it's like a chess match. Like Drew Brees know everything the Patriots running. Tom Brady know everything that the Saints running. Like I think we done with those days of quarterbacks. I'm not saying Nussmeier is to that degree, but like he got an advanced knowledge of like just how to read defenses in a league where that stuff like that still matter in the league. That's why a guy like I know he ended up in San Francisco, but like that's how a Brock Purdy, guys like that end up sticking and getting second contracts because like he don't got the big arm, but like man, he just smart. He just know football and stuff like that matters. But I definitely view them two as like the best QBs right now that I look realistically because I'm not putting Arch off of that one game. Just I'm not putting them in. I'm not going to include him with these guys because I think that he'll stay and come out in 2027.
All right, what you think, B?
I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet on Sellers, man. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. My problem with Sellers is that I think he would have benefited more from a different offense. Like I'm gonna use maybe it's a bad comparison, but I'm gonna use it. I think Jalen Hurts. I think the thing that happened at Alabama probably was the best thing that could have happened for Jalen Hurts long term. Nick Saban loses favor with him for whatever reason, and they go with Tua. So Jalen transfers. He goes to Ohio State. He learns under the coaching staff. I'm sorry, not Ohio State, Oklahoma. He learns under the coaching staff there, gets a better understanding of a spread offense and wide open offense, and all of a sudden now you combine what he was doing at Alabama, the smarts, the integrity, the toughness of a Nick Saban, and then you took that and you plug it into a wide open offense to where he can understand the offensive scheme a lot better. That more of a spread offensive scheme a lot better, man. I think if Lenoris would have had that kind of underwent that this year, it would have been better for him. Say if he would have went to USC with Ryan Day this year, I think he would have been I'm sorry, not Ryan Day. What's the cat in
Lincoln
USC
Riley.
right now? Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln.
That's I was Ryan Day is at Ohio State. My fault. But if he would have went with Lincoln Riley out there at USC, I think it would have changed his game completely, and it would have gave him a way better ceiling. Now I'm with Rainey. If I had to pick between the two, and I'm not a Nuss fan like that, but I would take Nussmeier because I think Rainey gave him the perfect comp. He's Brock Purdy. He might be an even better version of Brock Purdy. A smart dude that's just gonna go out there and win you ball games, not because he's athletic or not because he got a rocket on for or anything like that, because he just understands where to put the ball in the right time to do it. I think that goes a long way. So if you ask me, if the Saints had to pick Nuss in the first round, I wouldn't like it. And they picked Nuss early in the second round, I'm all for it. Kind of like what happened with Breeze or whatever like that. Breeze went 32nd or whatever like that to the Chargers after they picked LaDainian Tomlinson in the first round. If that was to happen for the Saints and they got Nuss like they got Shuck, I'd be a hell of a lot happier, even right now over Shuck.
Okay. We're going on a little bit past an hour. I'm gonna do one more question so I could get these guys up out of here with the predictions. But Young Nola says, I got a question. Do you think Chase Young is a Cam Jordan replacement? Y'all could keep it short and sweet. Go first, Marlon.
I mean, yeah. See, I don't think Cam Jordan. I think Cam Jordan just on the team because he can kind of choose when he want to go out. But Cam Jordan, they've been trying to replace him. I do view Chase as one of them.
I don't think
He ain't
Chase
prime
is the
Cam Jordan
replacement.
though.
I don't think he's Cam replacement because they play two different positions now. Not at the Saints that move to a 3-4. He's not really the same thing. Cam gonna stand up every now and again, but he mostly gonna play close to the line of scrimmage. So if you seen Brazil on one end, Cam on the other, or whatever like that, and they put like a Christian Boyd or a Gacho or somebody like that in the middle, that's more what you're gonna see. Cam gonna kind of be like that 3-4 defensive end versus being a stand-up linebacker. I think Chase always gonna stand up. And at times when he got his hand in the ground, they might do some type of NASCAR package to where they got all their pass rushers in, or those who they believe to be that. But I don't think he's Cam's replacement. I guess what apples to apples. I think he Cam replacement because he gonna take over as the leader of the defense if he can stay healthy.
That boy, Young Nola says, I got B on there already, man. So he already followed you, B. That's crazy. Dog.
Yeah, I know who that is, man. That's Lil Bro.
That's crazy how B just got so many. He probably the most popular Saints fan in the country. Like that's crazy because he deleted his Twitter so many times. Because I used to be thinking, I used to be like,
bro, that's crazy.
I used to be looking at Wolf. I used to be like, God damn, boy, this Wolf probably the most popular Saints fan in the country because he got so many followers. But then I'd be thinking like, well, hold on, B deleted his account a lot of times. Just imagine if B had that same account from jump.
From day one,
Like,
up, man. I easily, bro. I probably have about 30 to 40. I ain't just saying that. I'd be up there.
yep. And you don't even make content. So it's different when you just a fan and you just giving your
Uh,
thoughts about the team on the app instead of you making content. You getting a lot of followers from your content. But yeah, that's crazy. But let me go ahead on and get into this next game. We actually going to Soldier Field. We're gonna have a date with Dennis Allen out there. He's gonna be the defensive coordinator. I'm pretty sure a lot of the offensive guys gonna want to eat up that Dennis Allen defense out there. Hopefully we could run some good tight end routes. Hopefully we could have the quarterback scrambling. Just get him a little taste of what's to come for the Bears defense. But we're going to Soldier Field. It's going to be it's going to be an afternoon game, October 19th. Who you got, Marlon?
This is my first win right here.
Mhm.
I got the Saints winning this game.
Okay.
Um, I don't think it's like I think it's a close game. Like I think all our wins, any win I give them this year is gonna be close. Like I think we got the chance to blow out anybody, but I think we win in the end. It's gonna be like I think it's gonna be a 24-21 type of game, winning with a last minute field goal. But yeah, this is the first win I'm gonna give them.
Okay. Caleb Williams gonna have that loss to the Saints. Okay. What you got, B?
I'm gonna be a spoiler right now, man. This is like this one of those times when my heart and my head is not in the same place because my heart really wants the Saints to only really win 3 games this year. Sweep the Falcons and beat the Bears. That's all I really care about. Anything other than that, Kellen Moore is Vince Lombardi to me if he could win any more than them games. That's all I'm asking. Sweep the Falcons, beat the Bears. So this is one of those games, man, where I'm trying to play spoiler. I think the Saints, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead on and tell y'all I'm gonna pick the Saints to win. I don't know if they will, and it's not because I just can't pick them to lose to Dennis Allen. If they win any game this season, they got to win that in the Falcons. So I'm gonna go ahead on and give them the win over Dennis Allen because I think sheer hatred will will them to a win. And I think there's a bunch of people on that team that might smile in DA face or dap him up, but secretly, the Chris Paul thing where he kind of laughing at Steve Curry, kind of smiled, then he walk off and he roll his fucking eyes. I think that's how the
Yeah.
players gonna be. They might professionally go ahead on and give DA a dap and smile, but when they turn their eyes, you're gonna be able to be like his bitch ass. I think that's how it's
Mhm.
gonna be. I think if there's any game, Demario and Cam and some of these older, Alvin and some of these cats want to win because remember, those are the dudes that got him out of here. That's the people that went to Gale and say, look, we can't play for this dude no more. Because of that, I think they'll really, really want that win. They'll get it. Give me the Saints in that one.
All right. They head coach Ben Johnson, the guy everybody wanted. They still have Caleb Williams, very talented quarterback, but is he tough? They got some weapons on offensive side of the ball. When it comes to defense, I'm not really familiar with all the defensive players, but I'm pretty sure they got some pretty nice players, and I'm pretty sure Dennis Allen gonna kind of have them ready. So if this was a home game, I would give us the W, but I'm gonna go ahead on and give us the L, man. I'm gonna give us the L, but I'm gonna give both of y'all
You're not a real
W's.
fan.
Hey, so our first win coming from Randy, man. It took week 7 to get the first win going into Soldier Field. Dennis Allen revenge game. B got us with a win, so he has us with 3 wins. I have us with 2 wins going into week 8. And week 8, we played the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers will be coming to town. It'll be a 3:00 game, October 26th. Baker Mayfield. A lot of people are having him in the MVP race. Early predictions. This is gonna be the first game of the division. We're gonna be playing the best team in the division for the last couple of years. What you got, Marlon? How this game gonna turn out? Who gonna win?
Bucks win. I don't.
Okay.
I think we're gonna play the Bucks close. I think the Bucks sweep us. I think we're gonna play them close in one game. I can't say which one, and I think we're gonna get blown out in one. But either way, whatever order it is, I got them winning this game.
Okay. What you got, B?
I mean,
We gonna lose. We're
it,
gonna win, and how it's gonna play out.
this is my problem, bro. First of all, yeah, the Saints gonna lose. I think they won't. Again, my head in my heart. I think the Saints are gonna sweep the Falcons. They're gonna lose to Carolina. They're gonna get swept, and I think they're gonna lose to Tampa, and they're gonna get swept. But other than that, I mean, so of course, yeah, I think the Saints are gonna lose this game. That being said, my only problem with losing this game is not losing to Tampa. People will say they're the better team, and when they line up, I think they'll prove it. The problem is that Tampa fans really gonna run out there talking about, oh my God, look, we beat the Saints after the Saints were your rival. And it's like, bro, like we're not even thinking about you. Like Tampa is a beach vacation for Saints fans. We don't be thinking about the damn fans out there, man. Like we don't care about y'all like that. Like there's only one group of fan base between city, you know, from the city on, man, to the fans, to everything, man. New Orleans and Atlanta is just gonna be that. Atlanta is the, New Orleans city, sister city or whatever like that. The rivalry is there. It's been years and years, and here come Tampa all of a sudden out of nowhere saying, "Look at us, we want to be your rival too." That's the only problem I'm gonna have with losing this game, because Tampa fans gonna talk cash money shit because they swept the season series and be like, "See, you're right, it's not a rival because we beat you." Like we don't care about y'all. That's why it's not a rivalry. The Saints could lose the next 10 games to Tampa, and we still wouldn't look at them like a rival. The Saints could lose one game to Atlanta, and the rest of my fucking month is ruined. Like, it'll never be the same. So it's
Yeah.
like that's the only problem I have with losing to Tampa. Other than that, man, the Saints not gonna win another game until they beat the Falcons twice. So there go your answer to the rest of the questions you're gonna ask me. The Saints will not beat any other team on the schedule this year besides the Atlanta Falcons. Everything else will be a loss. They're gonna end up with 5 wins.
All right. Well, I'm still gonna want your reason on how to your weight. I'm still want your take on how the game gonna play out. So speaking of how the game gonna play out, we got the Saints going to the West Coast to the Rams, November the 2nd. It's gonna be a 3 o'clock game. The back end of the schedule about to get ready to start. We're gonna let B start it off on this time around. So B, win or lose, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have us losing this game, like you said. So why are we gonna lose this game? What's gonna transpire this game? Saints headed to the Rams.
You hear that noise? That's the
That's
Saints
belt
getting
ass.
their ass whipped, but that's belt the ass. That's what's gonna happen. The Rams gonna beat the hell out of the Saints. Again, you just went to the East Coast. You playing Tampa. That's that's one of your division rivals. Always gonna be a hard fought game, no matter who the winner is. And now you gotta go from Tampa to New Orleans to lick your wounds after fighting one of your brothers. And now from there, you got to go fight the Rams, who's a bully on the West Coast that's going to already be in division fights, themselves. So they'll be battle prepared. It's a team that you play, you practice with the preseason and stuff like that, man. So yes, I think this time Sean McVay unleashes the dogs. I think they're gonna go buck wild on the Saints. This gonna be like, I guess a John going to a brothel. They're gonna be paying to get their ass whipped.
What you got, Marlon?
Oh yeah, I got this being a loss. I got another bold prediction because this is right before the trade deadline. They 1-8. I think this is Kamara and Demario Davis last game here because
Okay,
I
two
got them
bold
1-8 at the
predictions.
deadline. So yeah, I got
Damn.
them like I think it's gonna be some stuff where they like, look, we 1-8. It's a trade deadline. Do y'all want to go have a chance to play meaningful football at the end of y'all career? Um, I think they might. I don't know if he'll accept it because I think he made his bed at this point. But they might even ask Cam Jordan, would he like a release if even if he could just latch on to sign with like a contender to try to win something. That's my bold prediction off of this game.
Damn, boy. Two big bold predictions, boy. God damn. All right.
Man, Rainey don't like nobody, bro. Damn, dog. What them people do?
Man, Rainey love the Saints. Rainey hate Mickey Loomis, and he just want the Saints to. If you bad, I don't want to hear about no fucking farewell tours and all that. I want to just hear about playing young players at that point. Even if we can get a 5th-round pick for Demario Davis, like I'm just saying that's good enough for me. Like I don't believe in keeping players when it's past their due date.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead on and give us the loss to Sean McVay. He's the guy that I'm hoping that Kellen Moore could be. What he did with that team was amazing. I just think Kellen Moore going to get out coach this game. He's going to get outclassed this game, and hopefully he can learn something, and hopefully he could just bounce back after this year, because it's going to be a bad year. I believe. I think a lot of people believe it's going to be a bad year, but if he could just mold himself into be like the next Sean McVay or Kevin O'Donnell, I'll be pleased with that. But he gonna have to have some bumps and bruises along the way. Now, Saints are going on the road again. We got to go to Carolina. We're going to see the Panthers, our other division opponent. November 9th is going to be a 12 o'clock game. At this point of the season, Bryce Young should, he already then picked up his swag at the back end of the last season. This part of the season, they'll really know if they got their guy or not. Yeah, man. I'm really interested to see how y'all think this game right here is going to play out. You go first, B.
I think this is gonna be one of those games, man, to where the Saints look good again. It's gonna be one of those you got you beat down by the Rams or whatever like that. You come back, you play a division opponent, you play them scrappy, whatever like that, but you lose a close game. You lose a close game to Carolina because right now they're just simply a better team. Carolina, in my opinion, will be fighting with Tampa for division lead or whatever like that. So I think they'll have a lot to play for it. I think Carolina's gonna go out there and get one on the Saints, because what are you gonna do to try to stop them? You're not stopping Leggett. I think Bryce is kind of finally, going to be able to find his rhythm at that point yet again. And I think he's going to be better than second year Dave Canales' offense. So for me, man, and Carolina got a nice little stingy defense themselves right now. So I think they'll be a lot better off, man. Give me Carolina.
Yeah, and they're
I
gonna
got
have
it.
your boy. They're gonna have your boy coming back too. What the name is? The defensive tackle?
Derek Brown.
Yeah, Derek Brown.
Yeah, I got
That's
I
not
got
a
that
crip
game.
game.
I got that game going similarly. I think the Saints gonna play them close, but then I think Carolina just win at the end. So I got them losing that one.
I got them winning that game. Fuck that. They got to show me. Bryce Young still got to show me. I got him. I got us winning that game. I do
I ain't
like
think so either.
Canales. I do like Canales. He I don't know, just something about that dude. I think he's a good coach, bro. I just something about that dude. But that defense gonna scare me a little bit. But I think we pull out the win in that game. It just something about the Bryce Young. He gotta show me. He gotta show me more. Now we're going into week 11. Week 11, baby. The game that everybody gonna be waiting on. The Falcons coming into town. It's gonna be Spence Rattler versus Michael Penix. It's gonna be
Yeah, hold
Tyler
on, wait,
Shough
wait. You
versus.
think Smith? When do y'all think? How long do y'all think Spencer Rattler gonna be the starter
Well,
for us?
I was just saying either or. It's gonna be Tyler Shough versus Penix, or it's gonna be Spence versus Penix. Now, in your question, I think they'll play him. I don't think they're gonna. If he do bad, I don't think it's gonna be week 5. I think they'll do it like maybe week 8, week 7. I don't think it'll do it week 5. It's too premature.
When is the bye week? Like week 11, right?
Week 12.
Week 12. So it's after the Falcons game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's when we'll see a change happen. I think it's going to be after the
If
Falcons game. I don't
we
think they're
if
going to do
we
it
like
before.
2-11, if we like 2-9 or around that, and they just now making a change, then this shit off to then they just wasted pick 40. I mean, I already
I
think
think
they
they
wasted
wasted
pick
pick 40.
40,
Yeah,
but
I'm about to say they
but
wasted pick
but
40
I'm
the minute
saying
they
like
started
I think you
against
just
you.
got to find out. Like I'm sorry, my opinion of Rattler is low, and my opinion of Shuck is low too. But off of what he was drafted, like I'm gonna need more than like 5-6 games of evidence. Me
I,
personally.
I'm I dig it. I'm not mad at the assessment on that. I just think that it was already a wasted pick the minute you didn't start him. And I actually think, man, like 5 to 6 games at the end of the season is exactly what they wouldn't mind doing, because you're not putting all of the pressure on him at that point because the season is lost. We don't care about wins and losses at this point. We just want you to go out there and play ball. That's going to be the message going on. Don't worry about winning the game. Don't worry about losing it. You just need to improve game to game to game. The job is yours. No matter how bad you play, as long as you don't get injured, we're not taking you out. We're not pulling you. You are our guy. I think at that point, that's when you can say the season is lost. There's nothing to play for. If you make a change at any point early in the season It's because you believe the quarterback is your problem, and that all you need is a change in direction at quarterback, and your team's gonna pick up the pace. And if it doesn't, now you know how to lose your quarterback. You lost the rest of the team because you made that decision based on, oh, I mean, almost is gonna come across as, well, he's the 40th pick. I gotta play him because I gotta see what we got. And the veterans not trying to hear that shit. If you're not getting rid of Alvin and Demario and Cam and these guys, and you're gonna be having them in there, they're not trying to lose on their way out because that mess up their money going forward.
All right. What'd you say, Marlon?
I was
Couldn't hear you.
You know how much veterans matter at this point.
You breaking up, Marlon.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
I was asking, like, how much do those veterans matter at a certain point? Because they all got
Okay,
expiration
I'm explaining it
dates.
to you. I'm explaining it to you like this. Who's been the one person on the squad publicly pushing for them gold damn jerseys and gold end zones and all of that stuff like that?
Cam.
What color the end zones and the jerseys they're wearing for week 1 again? Somebody remind me.
Go.
That's the kind of influence he have. So if he's saying, man, that, I mean, if he's still able, like, first of all, Cam opinion shouldn't matter what the hell he want at this point, no matter what it is. Not snaps, not you know, his locker room captain ability, none of that. His opinion shouldn't matter about a damn thing going on up in that locker room right now, because you're not gonna be here after next year. Alvin's opinion shouldn't matter. Demario opinion shouldn't matter. None of these dynasty damn souls they got up in the locker room, their opinion should matter moving forward. The only people that should count are the people you're gonna have under contract past 2026. If you're going to have them under contract past then you can give me your input on what you think the team should be. And if that's not the case, please find the nearest seat, have it, and shut the hell up. So that's why I believe you can't tell those veterans in the locker room, no, you can't do this, that, and the third. We can't, you know, if you change the quarterback early, that's like saying, all right, it's Spencer fault. And if it ain't Spencer fault, then what? Because if Tyler go out there and he worse than Spencer, you can't put Spencer back in. What's your alternative, Jake? You can't put Spencer back in because you didn't lost Chuck if you do that. He done. He already
But that was
137 years old.
But that was my point though. Like I was saying that, like, when I put Shuck in week 6, it was like it was just sink or swim. Like it ain't no it's not even to try to, like, save the season. It's like it's about seeing, can he play when I put him in week 6. Because if we starting off like I have us starting off 0-5, that means Spencer Rattler, even if you don't want to count everything against him last year, he 0-11 at this point. He's a small quarterback. He just not a starting quarterback, most likely. He's just a backup. Like, at that point, I'm trying to find out about Shuck, given the investment, because it's gonna be Shuck versus the Lenore Sellers, the Garrett Nussmeier type quarterbacks, or even a trade back or something like that. But it's him versus those quarterbacks at that point. That's kind of my point.
Oh, I don't knock what you're saying, bro, at all. I don't think it's Shuck versus Lenora Sellers and Nussmeier or even Arch Manning. I think it's Shuck versus Cam Jordan, Alvin Kamara, and Demario Davis. I think that's where the versus begins. Because if you tell me again, if you make a change at quarterback and it doesn't work, even if it's week 5 and you like, look, man, we just going shit. We already 0-5. We ain't got nothing else to play for. Is what you're saying. Left put in Shuck, because you can't tell me you think he gonna win. And if you go out there and he doesn't win, then everybody looking at you like you made this choice. And did you make it
We
because Spencer was that bad, or did you make it because he's the 40th pick and you want to see what you got for next year when I'm not gonna be here?
I get it. I get it. I still want it to work out that way because I think the sooner all those dudes off the team, the better, in my opinion. That's just me, but
Nah, I'm with you on that. I'm ready for all of them to go.
I know, what's his name, Champ Ian. He be on Twitter, and he said something. He tweeted something that, like, you would have thought I tweeted. He was like, he seen the schedule when he started. He's like, hopefully the Saints start off bad because that eliminate any chance of those old players. Like, the Saints schedule starting off tough was good because now the old players, it was like a out for the old guys because you want that, like, I know they on the team right now, but, like, you want that window to be. I'm not gonna count Elvin, but, like, on those Demarios, Taysom's, Cam, you kind of want that window shut. Like you don't want them back here in 2026. Your team, you gotta allow your team to grow. I'm not saying that they kind of get in the way of growth, me personally. So I'm not really
No,
like factoring in those players long term. Like what they want don't suit my long term interest for the team.
Mm. All right, well, sure. Let's go ahead and get back to the prediction. The Saints, we got the Falcons coming into town. It'll be a evening game. Uh, what you got us doing? Be winning, losing. How you think the game gonna play out?
I'm gonna be at that game, man. So they ain't got no other choice but to win. Cause I promise, you know how they put the little prop bets. If there's anybody that's gonna run on the field, they lose that game, bro. Y'all might well go ahead on a bet that somebody gonna run on the field. Cause I'm going to tackle somebody. Somebody got to get clothesline. It might be some last Boy Scout type nonsense going on, man. I can't watch them lose to the Falcons, bro. I refuse to sit there and do it. So because of that, man, I got the Saints winning. I think they actually edge one out. I think it's gonna be a close game. They're gonna fight. Saints win by a Blake Groupie field goal in the end. I think the Saints gonna win it, man, in dramatic fashion. The Falcon fans gonna go home like they've gone home many times in New Orleans, sad, depressed, and drunk.
Mm.
Mhm.
And they made Blake Grupe a captain. That was crazy. I don't know who the hell he gonna lead, but it is what it is.
I think they
Um,
got too many captains, me personally.
They got
yeah,
like
that,
20 of them, man. They need to stop
Eight
that
eight captains,
nonsense.
man. It just need to be five of them.
yeah, like he gonna lead the Smurfs out there. Like what the you gonna lead the wide receiver room? All them small ass things. That's who you gonna lead. But what you got for this game, Marlon? Win, lose, what's gonna play out?
This one of my next wins. I think they split with Atlanta. I think they
Mm.
squeaked out one in the first time. I think they lose the last one, but I got them winning this one. I just want them to beat Chicago and win a game against the Falcons to keep the shit tied up.
I'm gonna go ahead on and say we're gonna win this game too, just because it's a home game. I think it's just gonna be that rivalry that's gonna push us to win this game. But I'm gonna go ahead on and say we'll lose this. I'm gonna win this game because it's a home game. But I do think they headed in the right direction. You know, they got Penix, they got Bijan. He's a superstar. Drake London, he's pretty solid. They got Mooney. Um, I think we win this game though, just because it's a home game. So I'm gonna go ahead on and give us the win. So all of us got us wins at week 11. Okay, so that's the first week. Well, it's all weeks across the board. I mean, all W's across the board. Now heading to week 12, I think this will be after the bye week. We got the Dolphins on the schedule. We going to Miami. It'll be a noon game, November 30th. We go and play Tua. Uh, they got what his name is, Tyreek Hill. He'll
He
probably
won't
have
be on the
another.
team. He won't be on the team by then,
If he do,
in
he'll
my
probably have
opinion.
another baby mama on child support some more. So that's gonna be on his mind. What y'all got for this game? We can start for you first, B.
If Tyreek's still on the team, between him and Waddle, man, that boy gonna run faster than he can run dodge that child support, man. I'm telling you, bro. Miami got too much speed over there, bro. I don't think the Saints could compete with him, man. I think Kool-Aid, by him being a bigger wide receiver, I'm sorry, a bigger corner, those bigger wide receivers he match up better with. You know who he not gonna be able to flip his hips on as well? Somebody's fast and shifty like Waddle and Tyreek coming at him. And because he's gonna
Mhm.
be our number one corner, more likely than not, he's gonna be on Tyreek. That's a mismatch waiting to happen. Even if Tyreek is shifty, the fact that he got so many years of NFL experience and knowing where to be and how to set up, young DBs, I just think that's a mismatch waiting to happen. Miami gonna have too much speed for the Saints, and I think that's what's gonna get them done. And I think by that point in the season, we're gonna start seeing the Saints kind of, start that oh my God, we starting to have the injury bug excuse type of thing, and we're gonna start seeing a lot of Saints.
Mhm. All right, what you think, Marlon?
I got the Dolphins, even though like I think the Dolphins one of the worst teams in the NFL. I just think they're a little bit better than us. But I got them I got them winning this game barely though. But it's gonna be two bad teams against each other in my opinion.
Hmm. I got us losing that game. I think the Dolphins, at least they got defense. They got defense. I do think
I think
they
they got the worst. They got the worst CB room in the league, worst cornerback room. But they actually it's surprising because they front seven is like actually pretty deep, like pretty solid. It's just the cornerback room is like I've never seen a cornerback room
they
that
still
bad.
they still have that defensive coordinator that we was looking at trying to make a head coach.
Yeah, they got him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they got that defense, and I
He
do
might be the
think
he might be the interim head coach by then because like I don't know. I think Miami sucks. Like I think the worst teams. I think it's easy to point at like us in Cleveland, but if you ask me which team I would pick to be in that top three after a like which team would I pick outside of Cleveland and the Saints get a top five pick, and I'm just looking at Miami
I don't think
easily.
Cleveland gonna be bad.
You say you don't think who?
I don't think Cleveland gonna be bad.
Uh, they they can win a few games with Joe Flacco, man, but he 100.
Hmm. They need to go ahead on and make sure there's Sanders the starter if he do be that bad. But let's go to the next game, man. December 7th, it's gonna be a noon game. We're going to Tampa Bay. We're going to their house. What you got, B?
This is gonna be Tampa get right game right here. This is gonna be Tampa basically putting belt to ass and kind of, again, I think the first Saints game, Randy said it best, man. One of these games is gonna be close, the other one gonna be a blowout. I think the one in New Orleans is gonna be close. I think the one in Tampa gonna be a blowout. This the game with Tampa kind of get right, start feeling themselves, start making their playoff push.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Tampa in this one. I got Tampa in a sweep. We got to stop that Tampa shit eventually, though. But I got them sweeping us this year.
All right. The Panthers come to town. We got Bryce Young coming to town December 14th. There's gonna be a evening game, 3:25. Uh End of the season, division game. I don't think us or the Panthers gonna be really fighting for anything, but they probably gonna be trying to see who could tank to get this a certain pick. So we're gonna have to see where it's at. Hopefully, if we in tank mode or in reach for tank mode, hopefully we can lose this game. But what you think, B?
I think Carolina, wins it, man. I think they win it convincingly. I don't think it's gonna be blowout convincing, but I think at the end of the game, you'll walk away from that game being like, man, the Carolina clearly won that game. The Saints didn't lose it. So, like the Saints might have like 4 turnovers, Carolina have 2 or whatever like that, but you're gonna watch the game and you're gonna be like, man, it felt like Carolina beat them 40-0. That's how slow and the game gonna drag on. It's just gonna be ugly, bro. And I think the Carolina Panthers gonna win, but it's gonna feel like the Saints got beat. But I don't think the scoreboard is gonna say that.
Hmm. What you got, Marlon?
Um, damn, this is a tricky one because I'm looking at the next three. I only got us with 3 wins, so I'm trying to figure out
Hmm.
which one it is. It's either between this one or the next one. I'm gonna get a Saints. I'm gonna give them a win in this one.
Okay. Uh, the first game I said we beat the Panthers. I'm gonna have a splitting, so I'm gonna say we're gonna lose that one. So I say we lose that game with the Panthers just because I feel like we're gonna split with them, and I think we'll split with Atlanta. I got the Bucks sweeping us. Going to our next game, which a lot of people think this team is gonna be bad. I don't think they're gonna be that bad. I hope they don't be that bad because I don't know. I kind of like that team, and the team I'm talking about is the Jets. They have Aaron Glenn as the head coach. They have Justin Fields. A lot of people feel like this is his last chance to see if he could prove himself to be a starter in this league. They got Sauce Garner. They have a lot of players on that defensive side of the ball. Um, it's going to be a afternoon game, December 21st. What you got, B?
Jets, man. I think Aaron Glenn gonna come in here, man, and basically tell Mickey Loomis, I don't know why the hell you even told people you could hire me. That's how bad this Jets, it's not gonna, it's not gonna, again, one of those games is not gonna look like that on the scoreboard, but it's gonna be like a game in which you feel like the Saints got suffocated, like they were suffocated into submission, and they finally just like, all right, man, I'm gonna tap out, I lost, and that's what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be slow, methodical. It's gonna be one of those games in which Aaron Glenn just basically, man, just show his ass, and I think the Jets win it.
What you got, Marlon?
Uh, I'm gonna get a Jets to win. I was talking to. I don't think the Jets gonna be good, but like I was talking to one of my partners. I was on his pod, and he a Jets fan, and he was talking. He was like, the Jets one of those teams where it's weird because if you go looking like top end talent, like they have like players that's like elite or on the verge of being elite. They shouldn't be a bad team, but I think like those type of players will be the reason why they beat the Saints. Like they got a Sauce Gardner. We don't have a Sauce Gardner. They got a Quentin Williams. We don't have a Quentin Williams. Like they have like elite players. Like a team like that should be better than what they are. But I think they'll beat the Saints. I
Mm.
think it'll be a close game, but like I don't think we'll get our ass whooped or nothing. But I think they end up winning because I think they just got they a little further ahead. Well, they further ahead like far as like a talent thing. So
Mm.
I'll give them the win.
Yeah, man, I agree. I do think Aaron Glenn he'll probably make a little bit of a difference this game. Uh, the Jets they got some talent on both sides of the ball. It's just they're just one of them teams that just seem like they're cursed and just can't get it right. But I don't think they're going to be as bad as everyone thinks. I don't think Cleveland is going to be as bad as everyone thinks. So I'm gonna have the Jets with this win. So right now it's 2 games left. Next game we go into Tennessee to go see the number 1 overall pick, Cam Ward. Uh, the Titans. A lot of people feel like that's one of the worst teams in the league. That's going to be a team that they're going to have to show them to prove themselves to see if Cam Ward can really just change that culture. It'll be on December the 28th. It's going to be a noon game. What you got, B?
Man, the Saints already making plans for Cancun at this point, bro. They're gonna
Mm.
be mentally checked out for the season.
Mm. So we about to lose to a rookie quarterback, but this ain't gonna be a rookie quarterback with his first start though. So B got us down for a loss. Why you think we'll lose this game?
I think that, man. I think Cam Ward and those boys, man, going towards the end of the season, they'll have more to play for than the Saints. The Saints gonna be looking for Cancun plans, man, making everything like Tyler Shuck will probably be the quarterback at that point. The Saints ain't gonna have shit to play for. And I think this is gonna be one of those times when they just call Tennessee right place, right time. Tennessee just a better team at that point because the Saints won't be able to, like, if it's a bad game, and that's what I'm expecting it to be, a bad game. I would bet on Cam Ward being able to make a play over Tyler Shuck.
Okay.
Pretty much that's the end of it.
Okay. What you got, Marlon?
I got the Titans winning. I just think that like I don't think they're gonna be a good team or nothing, but I don't think the Titans like I think the Titans they'll probably be like a 6-win team, 6 maybe 7-win team. This will be one of the wins. They not really playing for draft position, even though a good draft pick will be useful for them because they still trying to acquire elite talent and add more to that team. But I got a higher opinion of their quarterback and where he gonna be at as opposed to if Shuck was playing or if Rattler was still in at that point.
Mm.
And then I do think that game sometimes that weather get a little tricky. The Saints don't play any cold weather games, but if it was anyone that was going to be a cold weather game, it was going to be that one because it do around that New Year's Eve, Christmas time in Tennessee, Georgia, it can get really cold. So I think that's a tricky game as far as like weather. But
Okay.
I'll give Tennessee that win.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead on and get the Saints that win, man. Cam Ward, I do think he's gonna be a good quarterback. He got that pedigree of the way you want your quarterback to be, like as far as just only caring about winning, first one to come in, last one to leave. Uh, I I, I just like the makeup about him. Like I could see why certain people, kind of gravitated towards him over Shadur, but at the end of the day, they're gonna have to go out there and show and they're gonna have to go out there and show on the field, But I don't think they have a lot of weapons, man. I think that's a team that's trying to figure it out. But I do think Cam Ward gonna be all right. But the fact that they ain't got a lot of weapons like that, I think the Saints gonna win this game. It's gonna be an ugly game. This probably be one of the games I think, okay, Blake Groupie fuck around and win it. But other than that, yeah, man, I got the Saints winning this game. Last game of the season. we going to Atlanta, man. It's going to be January 4th. Time to be determined. We're going to go into Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Right now, this is going to be for draft position right here. Like, I mean, but at the same time, this is going to be for bragging rights. So, last game of the season, who you got? Be Saints, Falcons. What's the reason they win or lose?
I got the Saints, man, and I think because the Falcons gonna be resting their starters, bro. I think they're gonna be like, man, look, they might be one of those teams that need a little help to get in, but I think when it all comes down to it, they'll be right there, trying to figure their way out, man. And they're not playing for draft position in either, so I don't really think it matters to them. I think they'll be, trying to be like, man, look, if basically, Rainey mentioned early in the program or whatever, he was like, bro, I think that the NFC West could possibly put all their teams in. I think that last week of the season is going to be like Atlanta's right there on the cusp. They don't want to get nobody injured or whatever like that. And they looking at a Rams Seahawks game to see where they position in that. Like if they're the wild card team or if they like the first wild card or the second wild card. I think they're going to be already in that, man. They ain't going to want to risk it going into the playoffs if they can get in. So I think at some point they're going to pull their starters if they play them at all. I think Atlanta going to give the game to the Saints. They're going to piss all three of their fans off, but they're going to give that game to the Saints when they pull their starters.
Okay. What you got, B? I mean, what you got, Marlon?
I gave them the first one, and I told you I had a split. So this my number one pick punching game right here for the Saints.
Okay. So B got us with a loss to the Falcons. I mean, B got us with a win, and you got us with a loss.
And before I get checked on me saying I had the Saints getting the number one pick this year, I said this like 3 years ago. So I feel like I was 3 years early. I've been calling this since like about the end of the 2022 season. I said the Saints was going to get the number one pick in 2026. So this is the game that do it. I feel like a profit if they clinch it.
All right. All the numbers are in right now. And with the tally is me. I have us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. So Rainen have us with 1, 2, 3 wins. B have us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. All right. So me and B got us going 5 wins. Rainer's got us going 3 wins. So 5 wins is 3 and 3 and 16.
Wins is what, 5?
No.
5 wins is 5 and 11. 5 and 12. 5 and 12.
Yeah, 5 wins is 5 and 12. I still got to get used to that 17. All right, so 5 and 12. Me and B got us, and Rainey got us going 3 and 14. 3 and 14. Is that enough to get us Arch Manning if it go down like that?
I don't think it's gonna be Arch Manning because I don't think he's gonna come out.
If they
you got to be. You got it.
If they 3 and 14 and Arch play well this year, Arch going to the Saints. I think that's the worst kept secret in sports right now. I think the only other team that can determine whether or not it happened is the Dallas Cowboys. Because I think I don't know how Arch feel about Jerry Still, but that's not a situation I could see him wanting Arch to be in. So that'll be the only other I guess squad if they have a bad enough season will be bold enough to say I'll take him anyway. Okay. And in that case, the Saints will wind up taking Nuss, which I would hate to see him be a first round pick, but I think it would happen like that.
Nuss a first round pick, bro. Nuss going in the first round.
I'm not saying he won't go in the first. I'd hate.
You just don't want him the Saints to pick him in the first.
I would hate that to happen. Like to me, I need to see it all year long. If Nuss go out there and he does it, because this is my big thing on him. And it's unfair, and I'm gonna be honest enough to say that. I think it's the idea of I watched Jaden Daniels, and when you saw it, you saw it. It was like it was instant. You ain't like it don't take a whole day to recognize sunshine.
But
when I watched Joe Burrow, I saw it.
I think Joe Burrow, the only one of these quarterbacks, we projected that Nuss was gonna follow that trend. I think Joe Burrow was the only one. I seen it in like week 2. I knew the second game. I'm like, okay. All he got to do is just play like this, but I see it. I think with Jaden Daniels, I didn't see it in that last season up until about week 5 or week 6. But with Joe, you seen it basically week 2, the Texas game. I think with Nuss, Nuts can answer all the questions because the Saints. I mean, LSU got some tough games still. He can answer all the questions before we get to October because they still got to play Florida this month and South Carolina. And Florida quarterback projected to be the number one pick in 2027, and Sellers projected to be a top three pick this year. So if
Yeah,
he outplayed him, he can answer all the questions this month.
I have to see it. He's one of those
Yeah.
because like to me again. When I saw Jaden, I saw it. It didn't take me all day to see it. I saw it instantly. I saw it when he was at Arizona State and just like, man, that dude, that good, bro. He just around a bunch of damn bums. And then when he got to LSU, and I'm like, okay, you gonna put that kind of elite speed with SEC talent around him? Oh, they're gonna get it. When Joe Burrow, his villain origin story, we seen it coming. Seen it coming. And to me, I feel like again, it might be unfair to Nuss that his predecessors were almost instantaneous, and Nuss ain't the same type of dude. He don't play like they play, and I get that. So like I said, I'm not gonna lie and say it's not an unfair comparison, but I haven't seen it yet. Now, if I see it, I'm gonna change my opinion. Until then, I'm gonna say, man, he not a first round pick to me. He gonna go in the first round, but he's not a first round talent.
What will 5-12 get us? Who will be, in reach at 5-12?
I mean, I think that depends on how everybody else plays out. 5-12 might get you the first pick of the draft, depending. If not, it'll get you in the
It,
top
it,
five.
it could, Maul, because like I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's gonna be a year like last year where 5-12 get you pick nine. I think a lot
Yeah,
of these because I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a team like the Giants can win 6 games, but that feel like 6 games might be pick 10 this year because I think a lot of teams is close. I think you got your elite teams, and I don't think it's that many. It's less than five. Then you got like a boatload of teams that's just good. And then you got a team like the Colts that like they competent enough to where and they team around the quarterback is so good and they competent enough where like even with Daniel Jones, I look at them and I'm like, man, they still gonna win 7 games. Like I think your bad teams like stick out. Like I think the Saints and the Browns, they stick out. Those stick out as the true bad teams. And then you got a team like Miami who you think gonna be bad, or a team like the Jets who like you don't believe in their quarterbacks. You think they're gonna be one of the bad teams too at the end. But I don't think it's like last year where 4-13 get you pick five. Like I think 4-13 can get you pick one.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, as long as we could just get one of these quarterbacks, like the Sellers of the world, the Nusses of the world, if we fortunate enough, maybe we could get Arch. But as long as we could get one of these quarterbacks, that's all that matters to me. Like I say, I don't really care, what our record be because we still got that ace in the hole with that first round pick. So I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to watch and observe Kellen Moore. If anything, I'm just trying to watch and observe him. I'm trying to see how he handle adversity, see how he could bounce back. I'm trying to see if he gonna be able to get on anybody ass. See if he could just be able to go from that friendly, nerdy looking guy to getting on somebody's ass on the sideline. Like that first player to get on that more tutties get on the ass on the sideline. That shit gonna be funny as hell to me because I already got this perception of him, and when I just see him have that dog in him, I'm waiting for that. But yeah, man. I mean, we got through it, man. It took us damn near 2 hours, but we got through it, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer. I ain't want this to last this long, but I'm gonna go ahead on and let y'all give y'all last final thoughts on the Saints before we get ready to get the season started. We could do like a show like once the season do get started, we could do like a show like once a week somewhere sometime after the games. But until then, I ain't gonna do another show, with y'all on it until the season actually started. We could just talk about what happened after the game. So what y'all got to say before y'all go ahead on and get up out of here and put y'all tell the people where they can find y'all at. You could go first, B.
All I got to say in conclusion, man, is Leslie Le Bon Ton Roulette. This is gonna be the most unproblematic season I've ever had because I don't care what the Saints do. If they win 13 or if they lose 13, it don't matter to me either way. I just want to see the foundation get built. So
Right.
other than that, catch me on Twitter at Battle Rap Bets. It ain't really hard to find, or you could type in m.o.n.e.y. Type in money, you're gonna find me.
All right, B man. Thanks for coming on the show, man. I'll see you soon after that Cards game, man.
Salute,
All right,
fam.
B.
All right, family.
All right,
And
Marlon.
y'all can follow me on Twitter at It's Rainy Doe, ITSRAINEYDOE. I just think my overall point going into the season, I just think it's gonna be a year of like just trying to identify guys. Even though I have a lot of losses, you still want to see some guys like you want to see Kool-Aid grow. I know it's some guys I'm low on, like I'm not the highest on like a Brian Brzee, Alante Taylor, but you want to see those guys grow. You want to see Kool-Aid grow. You want to see Brian Brzee grow. You hope that the two receivers can stay healthy because I like to see people get paid. That's why even if I'm not the highest on Alante, I hope he play good because I want to see Alante I want to see him get some money to change his life for his family. I want to see Olave stay healthy so he can get some money. I want to see Shaheed stay healthy so he can get some money. But I think overall point you really looking at like the most important players on the team. You looking at like those players is cool. I think Olave the one guy that got like a higher value than those like the players I named. But you're looking at the guys like it's really built off of Fuaga and Banks. Like they growth the most important to the team, in my personal opinion. As far as like dudes who they your bookends for the next hopefully the next decade. So you just want to see those guys grow, even with losses. Like you just want to see those guys grow and improve throughout the season and a guy that come out of nowhere, like you want a guy like Kendra to be a useful player, show you a useful, solid player. Even if he not like a RB1 or nothing, just show to like, hey man, that's a legitimate running back in their room. Like that's the type of stuff I'm looking for.
All right, tell them where they can find you on Twitter again, Rainy.
Yeah, it's Rainy though. ITSRAINEYDOE.
All right, man. Thanks for joining the show, man. See you soon after the Cardinals game sometime.
All right, man, I got you. I'll be back on. Y'all take care.
All right. All right, Who That Nation. That's going to conclude the show, man. We just went through all 17 weeks, week by week. I ended up having the Saints going 5-12. B ended up having the Saints going 5-12, and Rainey ended up having the Saints going 3-14. So that's what it is, man. A lot of people are feeling like the Saints aren't gonna have just a lot of wins this year, and I think that's a good thing because sometimes when you go into a season with low expectations, when you exceed those low expectations, it feels good. But when you go into a season with high expectations and you don't touch those expectations, it feel bad. So a lot of times when you go into a season on a season like this as a fan, damn near anything good is going to feel good because you didn't expect it. You see what I'm saying? Who knows? Maybe we could hit gold with Kellen Moore. Who knows what maybe we could hit gold with Tyler Shuck. Maybe we could hit gold with Rattler, but we're going to have to go out there and see it unfold. And if all else fails, we still got that first round pick. So that's one thing to at least be, excited about. But I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to do another show after the Cards game. I'm going to do another show before the Cards game. But until then, y'all be safe out there. Who that? And I'm out. And like and subscribe too.